Hello everyone, I'm going to give a video or demonstration of the code of server-side components. So it includes servlets and JSP files. So starting with loginservlet.java, so it handles the login functionality. So here the servlet process the get requests and it connects to the Oracle database using these credentials. So it validates the user credentials and sends an appropriate response. So to go with line by line explanation, so these are some of your import statements, and then we have the login servlet extends HTTP servlet. So this is like to inherit the HTTP servlet properties. These are few basic steps that we need, and we are passing two parameters to this get request. So it's user and password. So using this, if the credentials are null, we are going to provide a error message saying please provide both username and password. And once we get the credentials, it's going to connect to the database using this ID, and where it's going to this query is to basically check if the values are present in the database, and if there are no valid credentials, we are going to display error message. But if we have a successful results, then we are going to show the message yes, and then the customer ID. These are a few basic like catch statements, statements that we have, so that the user will be able to see what's the issue. So next I'll go with the JSP files. I'll start with info.jsp. So the aim of info.jsp is we are passing customer. We need to pass customer ID as the request parameter. So yeah, so it takes customer ID as the input parameter, and then the response should contain the customer name and the number of points that are collected by the customer. So we have customer name in the customers table, and we have number of points in the points accounts. So we need to join the customer tables on points account using the matching the CID in the both tables. So that is the query that we have here. So to process the results, if we have some results with this CID, we're going to get this customer name and number of points, and the result is going to be printed in this format. And we have these basic close statements. So to close the connection, the statements and the results. Next we have transactions.jsp. Here the input parameter is going to be, the request parameter is going to be customer ID again, and the response output should contain the transaction reference, date, the points, and the amount that is being transferred. So this is a basic straightforward one, because we have all these 4 fields present in transactions. So the query looks something like this. We are selecting the reference, date, points, and amount on the transaction tables, where the customer ID, we get this from the request parameter. And then if we have some result, we are going to print the output in this format. Coming to the that is the transactions.jsp. Next we have transaction details.jsp. Here the input parameter is going to be the transaction reference, tref, and the response output is going to be the date, transaction points, and also it includes the product names, product points, and quantities of the products. So these for this we need to get these product details from the products table. So we need to join the transaction products and on the products table. We can do it using the prod ID, which are present in both the transaction products and products. So but to do this, we need to also have the tref, right? So we are going to use tref to join the transactions on transaction products, and then we are going to join this thing on products, and we are going to select where the tref equal to this is going to be the tref parameter that we are passing. And if we have some results, we are going to print so and so thing on the UI, or else it's going to give an error message. Next we have price IDs.jsp, and this the input parameter is going to be the customer ID, and then the response output is going to be the distinct price IDs that belongs to the specified customer. So so these prices are redeemed by the customers. So these distinct price IDs will be present in the in redemption history table. So the query is going to look like select distinct price IDs from redemption history, where the CID matches the parameter that we passed in the request. So if we have some results, then we are going to like print the price ID that belongs to the customer. If there are no prices found, then we're going to display this message saying no prices found for the given customer ID. The next one we have is redemption details.jsp. Here the input parameter is going to be price ID and customer ID, and the response output will contain the price description, the number of points needed to redeem the price, and also the redemption date and the exchange center where the price was redeemed at. So to do this, we need three tables, that is redemption history, prices, and exchange centers. So first, we are going to join prices on exchange centers using the because prices are going to be at a center, and the exchange center also contains the center ID. So we're going to join these both on the center ID, and then we are going to join the results of this on the redemption history. For the redemption history and the join on the results of these, we are going to use the price ID. So using this joining these three tables, and also by matching the price ID and customer ID, we get the four fields that we need. So we get the price description, the points needed, and the redemption date, and the exchange center name. So we're getting these description and points needed from the prices table, redemption date from the redemption history table, and center name from the exchange centers table. And if the results are present, we're going to display all these four fields. If there are no results, we're going to display saying no redemption history found for the given price ID and the customer ID. So there's no combination of this. So basically says that for that price ID and customer ID, we don't have any redemption history present. The next one is going to be support family increase.jsp. Here the input parameters are customer ID and transaction reference. The response output is going to contain the family ID of that customer, and also the percentage of points that has to be provided to the family members of the customers, and also the total number of points of the specified transaction reference. So for this, we're going to pass the customer ID and reference, and as the output asks for multiple fields, we are going to require like three tables: customers, points accounts, and also transactions. So firstly, by joining the points accounts on transactions using tref which is passed from the request ID. So we're going to get the transaction points from here, and it will also help us get the percentage that is need to be added to the family ID. So basically, from customer C, we're going to get the family ID, and then we're going to check that ID family ID is also going to be present in the points account. So based on that, we are going to get the family ID, and also joining this on transactions, we get the percentage added and also the T points. So using this query, we get the results. And if there are results, we are going to display it in this format, or else we are going to say no data found for the given CID and T reference. The next one is family increase.jsp. So here the request parameter is going to be request input parameter is going to be the family ID, customer ID, and the number of points that are need to be added to the point accounts of all the members of the specified family ID. So here what we are doing is we are taking the family ID, customer ID, and number of points. So when by this JSP, what it does is, so based on the number of points that we are passing the request, so it's going to add that number of points to the all members of the family ID of that particular customer. But we're not going to add to that specified customer, but we are going to add it only to the family members of that customer. To do that, we need to update the points accounts number where the family ID and CID matches the request parameters. So we're going to add these number of points to already present number of points of all the members who contain that family ID. So if we have few rows, if we have family members, then we're going to update it successfully. If there are no family members present, we're going to show this message on the screen saying no family members were updated. So yeah, this is the server-side components code. Thank you.
It's second part.
Good evening.
Fourth, Vanita, one.
Good evening, Professor. Thank you for this opportunity to present my project. I will go through how the Android activities in our loyalty first app interact with server-side components step by step. as a user experience. Coming to the main activity, which is the login. The user first enters their credentials, which are sent to the login servlet. If valid, the server responds with a unique customer ID used for personalizing data. If it is invalid, like invalid credentials, it triggers an error message. Moving on to the second activity. After logging in, the app fetches customer details like name, points, profile, and image from info.jsp. The profile image is dynamically uploaded using the Picasso library mapped via the CID number. Moving on to the main activity 3, which is viewing transactions. The transaction history is retrieved from transaction.jsp and displayed in a recycler view, showing transaction IDs, dates, points, and amount spent. Moving on to the next main activity 4, which is transaction details. Users can select a transaction to view detailed product information from transaction details.jsp, including quantities and points earned. Moving on to the next one, which is price redemption, which is it consists of available prices which are fetched from prices IDs.jsp with redemption details from redemption details.jsp. Users can view eligible prices and track their redemption history. Moving on to the next one, main activity 6, which is adding family points. Users can allocate points to family members by selecting transactions and updating family accounts via familyincrease.jsp. This ensures easy management of loyalty rewards. In summary, Loyalty first connects Android activities and server-side components to deliver a personalized, dynamic, and reliable experience. Moving on to the next part, third part will be continued by Meghna.
Good evening, Professor. I'll show the part 3 of our project. I'll briefly walk through my Tomcat server application. This application is designed as loyalty management system with various customer-centric features. Before I start and make sure the Tomcat server is running, as you can see, I've already started my application and all of my links are stored in my notepad so that I can seamlessly open them. So the first feature is the login functionality. The application begins with the login servlet, which is at the following link. Users can log in securely by providing their credentials. As you can see, I've already provided the credential username as Raj Patel and logged in, and it says yes. This ensures that only authorized users can access their data. And the second thing is customer information. Once logged in, users can view their basic profile details in this page. Yes. So this page dynamically fetches and displays customer-specific data based on their unique ID, ensuring a personalized experience. Next page is the transaction details. Users can view their transaction history in the following link. One second. Yes, this is the transaction history, and then users can also view their detailed transaction view. Right here. So you can see that they have all of the products they purchased in this particular transaction. These pages allow customers to monitor their loyalty program activity in detail. And the next part is rewards and redemption. The system offers robust reward management features. First link will be the available prices link. And then users can also view the redemption details in the following link. These pages empower customers to view price options and redeem rewards seamlessly. And the next is family point sharing. A unique feature of this system is family support. Users can view their support details here. And they can add points to family in the following link. And we This promotes collaborative point sharing within families. And then we have profile management. So lastly, the customers can personalize their profile with a profile image stored at this link. Uh, so in conclusion, this application showcases a full-featured loyalty management system with robust functionalities from secure login and personalized dashboards. So it's scalable, user-friendly, and efficient, making it ideal for enhancing and customer satisfaction. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor. So my name is Shashank Kamini, and I'm explaining my part, which is part 4. So where I'll be explaining about the functionalities of us, the Android Studio and the Tomcat server, and I'll explain the whole process. So I just now initialize my Android Studio, and here is my Tomcat server, which is already running. As you can see, I started my Tomcat server, and here are my all here are the files, Tomcat server files, Shank, Tomcat server, yeah, and yeah. So so here's my SQL uh, developer, and so I just forgot that my login credentials for the so I just copy paste from this. Yeah. So as you can see, I have logged in using the credentials that is in the database. As you can see, I upload the image, which is CID1. So CID1 is the uh, CID1 is the ID for the first login credentials. I mean Raj Patel, and here is the images for him, which is I have put all the CIDs according to the images and to their profiles, which will be matching to 1, 2, until 5. And yeah, so right now we'll go to the transactions, and here in transaction, so he has only one transaction, as you can see, with all the transaction reference and date and points and everything. And we'll go to the transaction details of that, and it like more deeper version of the I mean, like how much points he got of the for the transaction and everything like that. As you can see, I've retrieved the transactions and all everything here. And so as you can see, I'll go through the retention details, and here is the ID, price ID, and here are the retention details and number of points needed, and yeah, here the details of the retention that he did at that time, and at that center, and here's the details and description. And we'll go to the next section where so let me explain you the last section where I'll explain you about the add family points. I'll show you the app activities. And yeah, in this we have generated the family ID and percentage, what percentage want to be at, transaction points and anything like that. And I'll show you before and after the after this action. And as you can see, right now the points of the family is for the CID1, and the is 10560 and 10740. Add in the family points, we can, yeah, it has been added. And so yeah, so I'll show you all the activities in the Android Studio, and here is the layout for the main activity for the each for the specific main activities for the item transaction and everything. And yeah, so thank you for taking the time to for giving this opportunity to say anything about this project, and I hope it gives an give you an insight into its design and functionality. Yeah, thank you from my side, and thank you, Professor. And I really enjoyed the having a class with you, and I learned a lot of things, and I really think your class is very interesting, and you have uh, uh, great way of explanation, and I really like about cracking jokes in the class. So yeah, thank you, sir.